My name is Rhapsody, his name is Lollash, and welcome back to How to Beat Slay the Spire. How's it going, my good dude?
It's going real well, Rhapsody. It's going real well. This time around, I am not recording on site from a waterfall. And once again, the perceptive amongst the comment section will notice that I am in control.
Yes. So, of course, that means that I get to play the role of devil's advocacy for every single bad card and relic, and you get to immediately hover over the obvious correct choice.
And,
Silent time!
Yeah, and I get to overrule you.
Yeah, that too.
I have the power of veto. I'm going to make you so grumpy. Alright, we're going to be playing some Silent.
You get offered like a really good 1,000 cuts deck, and you just turn it down. I'm gonna be so sad.
Yeah,
you can turn it down for like a grand finale. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Alright, so my default pick here is probably the 250 gold. Let's check for an early shop.
Your only early shop's on a shitty path though.
Yes. I still think I want the 250, to be honest.
Yeah, but are we gonna just avoid that early shop, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking we probably come up this right-hand side path, get to here and decide on whether we want to hit that elite. If we want to hit that elite, we come up through this elite and dodge all the shops and just have 1 million money for next floor.
I'm down with that.
And if we don't want to dodge that elite, we come up this way and we hit this elite instead. So it's either we either have a 2 elite path this way or a 1 elite path with a pair of shops this way. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. I've even as Silent started to respect max HP a hell of a lot more. Like even going so far as to buy strawberry and mango a couple times.
Yeah, I think that's not a terrible idea in the Ascension runs. I think the max HP is a lot less valuable in... Really? Is a lot less valuable in non-Ascension runs.
Hey, I mean, if you had to get a hand that was going to be all defense, that was the hand you wanted it to be.
That's very true.
Opponent full attacking, you get to wear off the rest of your
weakness.
Backflip
v Quick Slash v Flying Knee. 3 very vanilla, basic cards that aren't going to define our deck.
Yes, they're all value adds.
Yeah.
The thing about this is there's one of these cards that ain't like the others. One of these cards just is total shit. Yeah.
For those who are wondering which of the cards he was talking about, Quick Slash is...
absolute garbage.
Well, I wouldn't call it absolute garbage. It's Predator for 1 energy that does basically half the effect. But the draw is immediate.
It's Pommel Strike that draws 1 instead of 2.
Yeah.
And doesn't do enough more damage to make it count.
Yeah.
Out of these, usually, if I have to go for a value pick, my first pick is a Flying Knee, because the Silence deck already has a reasonable amount of defense through application of Weakness and Survivor, and it doesn't have enough damage in the early game, so I like to pick up a damage card for them first.
I agree, mostly because 2 of the elites on the first floor are damage races, so... You really want to make sure you pick up some strong DPS cards early.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this. And with a Flying Knee added, I'm tempted to drop a strike first.
Yep. Totally cool. It means the balance of the deck hasn't really changed in terms of amount of aggression to amount of defense. However, you've made one of your aggression cards better. Effectively, we upgraded a strike and it became a Flying Knee. It's really unfortunate when you fight this guy and your opening hand doesn't have, like, neutralize plus survivor.
Yeah.
It's so good, because it just takes him down to 8 and you just block with 1 and then you just double hits. Oh, it's so handy.
That completely worthless attack, but, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing you have to worry about against this guy, because he has a 5 block and a 6 block. A lot of the time, your attacks, if you're only using 1, don't really do anything.
This guy really is probably the hardest fight for the Silent From the easy enemies, the guys you can encounter in the first few rooms.
Yeah, because they moved the robber and they also moved the blue slaver out of the easy pool, so you can't fight them in your first 3 floors.
Yep. So crippling poison versus Bane versus all-out attack.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're probably going for 2 sentries, and in exactly 1 space's time, we can start fighting the 3 last fight, which would suck. I think we take an all-out attack because we haven't got an AoE yet.
Yeah, and there are a lot of ways to negate the drawback from all-out attack in the Silence deck. Like, you've got a lot of different ways to get card draw. Just having that early AoE is really important. Are we going to lose another 11 for 75 gold? Are we going to be rich? Yeah, of course we are.
Yep. And we're going to go for both of the elites. No fear, ever.
You know,
get on that 24/7 grind.
That all-out attack is sadness.
Hang on.
I think I'm probably going to explosive potion these two.
No. Before you do that, the backline has 16 HP with the curl up, which means that a flying knee plus 2 strikes kills it. But is there any way that you can, so like flying knee neutralize strike
kills him?
You could defend. Yeah, you could defend and then take 2 HP, save your explosive potion.
I don't think you need to save your explosive potion. There aren't that many.
What if one of the enemies we fight are sentries?
If one of the enemies we fight is sentries, we have all-out attack. Which is, all-out attack is an explosive potion, except that you can redraw it.
Do you think an explosive potion is only worth 2 HP?
Yeah, I think it is, in this situation.
I could not disagree more.
I know. I have the power of veto, though.
No, but that's not good.
Dagger throw, piercing wail, backflip.
Backflip.
For the card draw.
Just to... Helps mitigate the effect of our all-out.
Sadness. Neutralize first turn is bad.
If only we had just, like a clutch 10 damage we could do at any point.
5 block. Am I going to kill him in 2 turns? Yeah.
You're not.
I have to backflip.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sad about it. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Flying me all out. Well, no, you should have looked at your draw. See if you have the ability to kill in the next hand, because if you do... Well, I mean, you have to choose a gutless gun now. Yeah, you don't.
I didn't think we did.
You would have, if you'd used the strike.
I would have. You're absolutely right.
If only we had an explosive potion!
It's alright, we're not dead.
I know.
And we got Paper Crane, which is really, really good. Enemies with weak deal 50% less damage rather than 25.
I love backstab. I've gotten all aboard the backstab train. What do you think? I don't like distraction. You like Infernal Blade, so I could see that you might make an argument for distraction here.
I do quite like distraction. I like distraction when it's upgraded. But I think we need the raw offensive power at the moment with our HP at 1.
Yep.
Because if we get into this fight and it's terrible, and this is a terrible fight...
And he's going to split into 2...
32...
if you actually get him to 32, he will split. So
yeah, I know. We can't neutralize. That's right.
You have to break him this turn.
Yeah, and 18 damage is not a bad way to break him.
Exactly, it's 3 strikes. You'll do the backflip as well, so that we can get those cards out of our deck, so that we can get closer to our next all-out attack.
Hey, they both...
God! Why are they giving you the world's best attack patterns? I need them to make you pay for dropping that goddamn explosive potion.
No, everything's gonna be fine.
Chat, tell him everything's not gonna be fine because you dropped that explosive potion.
Piercing whale, flying knee, choke.
So I don't think we need a second flying knee. If we had a predator, I'd be much more into it. But we actually have something that's lowering the size of our next hands.
Yeah.
So flying knee is a little played against. We don't have low cost cards, so choke is bad.
I'm very tempted to pick up one copy of Piercing Whale as a strong defensive option.
Yep.
So
It's worth noting our best defensive options are now going to be pickups of weakness.
It's fine.
Oh, this is bad.
It's fine. Do I Piercing Whale defend or do I defend? I probably just defend.
Yeah.
Paper Crane, you're so good.
Very good. What? Why would you do that instead of backflipping?
Because 2 strikes. And 2
Right,
strikes.
so you just want to be prepared for the next hand?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
2 strikes guarantees us the kill.
Yep.
I was counting my cards, Rhapsody. I was counting my cards.
Like you were last time.
So...
Fire potion. Yes, we'll take a fire potion.
Backflip v Dagger Spray v Flechettes.
I think most cards in the game, I think, get less valuable when you already have a copy of them because your diversity of your deck being quite high with respect to the different things that you can do is usually quite powerful. So when I see a backflip and an acrobatics, if I've already got a backflip, I'll take the acrobatics. If I've already got the acrobatics, I'll take the backflip. Usually. And for that same reason, I think we take a Dagger Spray here.
I think we just take a Dagger Spray because it's probably, in my opinion, the Silent's most powerful 1 energy attack.
Really?
Yeah.
Bane in a poison deck, 20 damage?
Yeah, that's very true. But Dagger Spray in an Envenom deck hits twice. Dagger Spray in a strength-based deck hits twice. Dagger Spray removes multiple charges off the birds on floor 2. Dagger Spray, like, it just...
I don't disagree. I think Dagger Spray is excellent. I just don't think it's, unanimously or universally or... There's a word I'm looking for that starts with UN that I can't recall. The best one attack card for the Silent.
Yay! Regal Pillow! It's gonna do a thing! I'm so excited. Oh dear. That's right.
Well, let's neutralize double defend.
Yeah, well we have to. Give me the energy next turn, please. And we've got the fire potion, so all we need to do is draw a strike, and we'll be okay. This guy is a bit of a jerk. This is not the target we want to be seeing, and we definitely are going to drop the fire potion here, aren't we?
Oh wait, check what your next stand of 5 is. Yeah, you've got full defense next turn. You can just all-out attack and just wait. You'll be able to defend next turn.
Yeah. I still don't like it.
Oh, no one does.
Just making sure that I've got enough block value. I don't want to click the end turn and accidentally not have enough. Alright, there we go.
Hey.
Piercing Whale v Backflip v Crippling Poison. I think this is a skip.
Yep.
Crippling
Poison is just a little... It's too expensive for what it does. 2 energy when you don't yet have much mana manipulation in the deck. Like, we have a kick. It doesn't have enough of an immediate impact for itself. Even though we have Paper Crane, 5 poison at 2 energy when it's upgraded is really lame.
Yeah, so Crippling Poison is amazing in boss fights because when it's upgraded, because 5 turns of poison, 5 turns of weak means that 1 Crippling Poison in your deck will permanently weak the enemy, which means that bosses deal 50% less damage to you, period. And that is probably one of the strongest options for defense that you have as a Silent, especially with Paper Crane. But with only 3 energy...
Except we can achieve... Yeah. We can achieve a similar effect with a Sucker Punch, a Malaise, a Neutralize, just a reasonable amount of draw and casting neutralize when it's upgraded.
Yeah. There's other ways to get it done, but not that we're going to have a chance to upgrade neutralize because rest. Hey, look, I have hit points now.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you still messed up. I'm holding it against you. Veto power.
It's great.
God, this was collaborative, Muppet, etc., etc. Just gonna quote you.
Yeah, go nuts.
I already did. It was about 5 minutes ago against that Kremlin doll.
Everything's gonna be fine, Rhapsody. Everything's gonna be fine. Look, we even got a block potion.
I'll believe it when I see it. Noxious. I know Heal Hook is appealing because we're gonna want to weaken the enemies, but Noxious is like one of, if not the most powerful card in the Silence arsenal.
I quite like Noxious Fumes. I do. I also quite like Heal Hook, but we only have one source of weak in the deck. I think you're right here. I think we take the Noxious Fumes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's happening.
Obviously.
And that's happening.
Mm-hmm. A defend is equal to a strike here, so you just double strike, take 3.
Yeah. I'm sad about it, though.
If anyone's wondering why a defend is equal to a strike, killing an enemy that's about to deal 5 damage is the same as blocking 5 damage, except you leave the enemy alive in one of those circumstances. Alright, I would love to argue for this backstab and just like blowing enemies up on the first turn, but leg sweep applies 2 weak, gains 12 block. It, again, doesn't do an incredible amount on the first turn. It's got the crippling poison problem. It is a little overcosted, but it does give you a lot of block. We don't have any defensive cards in our deck, and we need weaken.
Yeah,
I like a single copy of leg sweep.
So I have a lot more respect for leg sweep than you. I think it's probably the single most powerful defensive card in the Silence deck. Because weak plus block is so strong. Unless you're hitting something with artifact. Weak plus block is way better than any defensive... Like, if you spent 2 energy on defense, with the exception of some exhaust cards, like Piercing Well Plus, leg sweep is just better than all of them. With Paper Crane, it becomes, like, I want 2 of these in the deck, so that I can cast one every turn.
Against a single enemy, it's 2 energy, gain 24 block. Because of the Paper Crane.
Yes. Yes, which is a lot of block.
Alright, which of these are we going to choose? Left or right?
It's a difficult choice. I don't know, Rhapsody, what do you think?
It is.
I don't know.
I always like going with the one on the inside, so we'll be going with the right. It looks like it's going to be a good one to me.
The right's going to be a good one?
It's going to be a triple louse fight. It's going to be a triple louse fight, but we're going to open up with our AoEs. It's going to be amazing.
You
didn't even go for the triple louse fight. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm going to veto you.
Oh. God. Why do you even do a collaborative series, Lollash, if you're just going to completely ignore the other guy?
It's fine. It's fine. Look at that leg sweep doing damage. And by damage, I mean the opposite of damage.
Yeah, doing work.
Doesn't matter what I play. We're good. Single strike. Hey, look, our explosive potion's back. And we're full on potions, and we didn't want to use another potion ever. I really like Calculated Gamble.
I used to love it back when it was always exhaust, but the upgrade was draw that many +1 because it replaced itself. If I don't have any bonus for discarding, I usually don't take Calculated Gamble because it usually just lowers the size of my hand, and I kind of end up curating my deck to a point that if I draw a hand, I probably want what's in that hand. So I guess if you take it this early, you can justify it because you've still got all these strikes and defends.
Yeah, so for me, Calculated Gamble is protection against crap draws, and there are so many things that do synergize with discard in the Silent, right? Like Disco Silent is the thing, and
it is.
If we pick up Calculated Gamble, that means when we go to a shop, if we see a Tincture, if we see a Tough Bandages is the other discard one? I always forget.
Yep.
Yeah. Then, like, they're snap buys. Because with a Calculated Gamble, Like, you play one calculated, like, a zero-cost calculated gamble is better than any card if you're discarding, like, 4 or 5 cards. If you have a tincture, so...
There was a deck I ran recently. It didn't succeed because of bad draws, but it was a Nightmare Calculated Gamble plus Tincture Tough Manages deck. So I nightmared the the Calculated Gamble, and I would just go through my whole deck again and again and again, drawing Calculated Gambles, decreasing my hand size by 1 every time, but dealing 3 damage to every enemy and gaining 3 block. It was insane.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So we're only at 31 HP, which is a little low.
We'll be able to take out the boss's floor with it.
Yeah, so...
Especially because we've got Paper Crane, and we're going to be upgrading Neutralite.
Yeah, I think Neutralize is the right target here, and then I think after Neutralize, we probably want to hit the Gamble, so that it doesn't exhaust. Or maybe
I'd argue that Noxious Fumes or Dagger Spray, because next floor, there's a lot of AoE fights, and you're going to need some damage to get through them.
Yeah, it's very true as well. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, though. Hey, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, you've got your protection against crap draws.
Yeah, so I don't think we want to all-out attack this turn.
Why not?
Because... That's alright, it's fine.
Mmm.
4 weakens a lot of
Delicious
weaken.
garbage.
So
4 weaken is a lot of weaken, but if, like, we're going to be breaking him next turn, right? So he's not going to be attacking that turn anyway. I mean, like, we could leg sweep him right now, and then he gets his block. He gets, I think, like 5 or 10, I can't remember. But we need to be able to break him next turn, and we're going to be breaking him with 1 fewer cards. Like, unless we get Strike, Dagger Spray, like...
I think I would prefer to leg sweep here and get this chain rolling. Because we want to keep him permanently weakened. And we drew the exact right amount. It does mean, like, we need to pour damage onto him now, but...
Not really. Like, this fight can go as long as you need it to go with the Noxious Fumes. He'll just die eventually.
Yeah. Do we want to take some damage here, or do we want to try for the perfect?
Try for the perfect.
Yeah.
I think we can totally do it, especially considering he multi-attacks on a bunch of turns, like this turn and then the next turn. And with the extra weaken that he has on him, he's not really going to get any of that damage on us.
So we can play
throw
a Dagger Spray
here
here,
without
yeah.
damaging.
It's worth noting that the Guardian's damage reflect, his sharp hide, isn't whenever he takes attack damage, it's whenever you play an attack, which is different to how most damage reflects work. Normally damage reflect is when they take attack damage, they reflect. So you can play multi-hits against this guy and not feel sad because you're going to get hit multiple times.
It's also worth noting that unique to him, his damage reflect will not affect you in your killing blow against him. At the moment, killing blows don't affect you against Thorns either, but that's bugged. That's only with fast mode at the moment.
I think
Turn
this
fast
is...
mode off, you'll take that damage again.
Yeah, I think this is Fire Potion. Flying Knee plus Double Strike is 20, plus Fire Potion is 40. We split him, we avoid the damage, go for the perfect.
Okay. Kind of a uniquely bad hand right there, because your next hand is going to have all of your weakness.
Yeah.
There we go. Leg sweep and neutralize. Same hand. All good. Probably don't want to risk your card draw, so just normal strike.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we'll keep that Piercing Wail hanging around for one of the big multi-attack turns, potentially. So a single leg sweep into a strike.
Easy. I love it. He usually does 20, but he's doing 8 right now because of the way the rounding works. It's beautiful.
Paper Crane plus weakness is so strong. So I'm thinking defend, all-out attack.
Yeah, it has to be, because you need to get that 50 broken before 2 turns. Okay, some damage. Not half bad.
Not the ideal draw for us, but not terrible. I mean,
yeah, I think you're fine there. Because the poison applies before.
Well,
right?
we kill him anyway.
Oh, beautiful. You mode shift him.
No,
have you noticed that if you have like... Oh, sorry, he's just fighting us from beyond the Great Root now.
Yeah, he's
have you noticed that the... what do you call it? You should have played 2 defense, then you could have played 2 attacks as well.
Oh, we had
have you noticed that if you have Caltrops up, or if you have Bronze Scales, and he attacks during his turn, if he breaks himself against your Bronze Scales, he transforms, but he doesn't buff himself to give himself Sharp Hide.
Yes.
He takes an extra turn to do that. So if you can engineer that happening, that's always good. It's unfortunate that poison happens before their action, and if poison mode shifts them, then they just decide a new action.
Oh,
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, well, hang on to it. There's no need for us to play it.
Exactly.
I mean, he's dead to 8 damage this turn.
Mm-hmm. There's the 8 damage.
Alright. Perfect at the first boss.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to be concerned about. Alright, Rhapsody. Unload v Phantasmal Killer v Storm of Steel.
Phantasmal Killer is bad. It's not good.
Phantasmal Killer is great. Not in this deck. Well, here's the problem. We don't have a unified deck theory yet. We don't have a unified theory.
No, we just got a lot of value cards.
Yeah. Do you see a direction to push this deck? Because right now I see just a solid foundational deck. Nothing great, nothing terrible. I mean, besides all the basic cards, but we won't talk about those.
Well, it's going to take our first shot to decide what this deck becomes. We've got 750 gold going into our first shot. We're going to get to decide to pick up like 3 amazing relics, assuming they're there. Or we could just buy all the rare cards, or we could just buy all the powers. We can remove cards from our deck. We'll decide that at a shop. But as for a like solo individual value card here, God, I wish that Glass Knife were available. Unfortunately, it isn't. I'd take an unload just as some attack damage for a single target.
12 damage for 1 discard. I mean,
the discard is usually good because you just play your non-attack cards first if you need them.
Yeah, I think this also plays into a Tincture deck. Potentially, like a Tincture Tough Bandage deck, like a Disco thing. And that's the closest thing we have to a archetype at the moment, because we have the Gamble, we have some card draw, so I think Unload's... If we had to pick a card, it would be Unload. I think it's actually like a 50-50 between Unload and Skip. Even though this is a rare card.
I mean, like, I did see these and I was like, I could pass. But we do not have, like, amazing single target damage in this deck right now.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's sort of a toss-up between Unload and Skip. In that circumstance, this is a rare card. We have tons of money. We don't have a deck theory. It's a strong single card by itself. I think we just pick the Unload.
Sure.
All right, give me a good boss rank at least.
Can you go to the deck and tell me what the Unload upgrade is? I thought it was 16, but it might be 17.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, here we go. Question card, White Beast Statue, Orrery. Alright, Rhapsody, hit me.
Question card. We haven't got a deck archetype. We need more choices.
So, this is true. I really don't like this relic, but this is where I was leaning.
know you don't.
This is where I was leaning.
I'm glad to hear it, because the last time we saw Question Card, and we had a debate about it, you said, Question Card's only ever good if you get it early, and if you don't really have a decided deck archetype yet, so you need to be able to branch out and find where you're really going. This is that situation.
I know, but it hurt. Like, this right here. Ugh! Oh, that hurt. I can't. It feels bad, man. Alright. Well, we're going up against a champ, who I hate. But Rhapsody, we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, it sounds like we will also. Looks like we've got early shops that we'll have to be able to plan on. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. His name has been Lollash. That's been the world's worst explosive potion. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.
I hate you.